Hello and welcome to Surveyor Says, the podcast from the National Society of Professional Surveyors. Each week, we bring you fascinating guests that are involved in the profession of surveying. We cover a lot of ground, including Table A Talk with Gary Kent, Point of Order with the NSPS Joint Government Affairs Team, Future Focus, highlighting current and future leaders of the profession, and everything survey-related in between. Thanks for joining us here on the podcast, and hope you enjoyed listening to this episode of Surveyor Says. Hello, and welcome to this episode of Surveyor Says, the NSPS Podcast. This is episode 157. I am your host, Tim Burch, and once again, I am on the road. Last week, I was getting back from Copenhagen, Denmark, home of FIG, where I attended my first FIG Council and Commission meetings, along with some planning for the Working Week 2023 coming up in Orlando in May. This week, I'm back on the road domestically, and I am in Great Falls, Montana at the Montana Association of Registered Land Surveyors, their annual conference. So what we thought we would do is collect a few snippets from my travels along the road. So this week you're going to hear a little bit about the spring business meeting, which incorporates our annual lobby day and student competition, National Surveyors Week, and all the things that are going on with the activities around the third week of March 19th through the 25th, in addition to Global Surveyors Day, which is Tuesday, March 21st. So here are my notes from the road, and let's get on with the show. Hello, this is your host, Tim Burch, and I'm on the road for the next couple of weeks, so this episode is probably going to be an on-the-road version. We'll catch some snippets along the way. I've just gotten back into the States from Copenhagen, Denmark. My trip to the FIG headquarters, my first FIG Council and Commission meeting. Also spent time with the FIG staff to talk about the Working Week 2023 and the planning that is still going on as we get closer and closer to those dates late May in Orlando. So wanted to really kind of catch up with the planning process and what is going on. Fantastic hotel and facilities, but right now what we're doing is we're going through all of this paper submissions. We had over 400 submissions from the various commissions for presentations and discussions and sessions at the upcoming working week. So worked with the commissions to go through a lot of those, and then through the planning committee on how to schedule a lot of those things going on, in addition to the social events and some of the meals and some of the keynotes. There's a lot going on, and there's a lot to look forward to. So please put those dates on your calendar. That's May 28th through June 1st. That is going to be the FIG Working Week 2023 at the Signia Hilton in Bonnet Creek. They're located in Orlando, Florida, right near Disney Springs. It's going to be a great week. We're going to have a few pre-events with the young surveyors and a couple of technical sessions. The one big thing I would like to highlight, though, at this point in time is that NGS, National Geodetic Survey, is going to be holding a day-long session on Wednesday, May 30th, highlighting the unveiling of the new dynamic datums that are coming out, all the enhancements with Opus, the GPS on benchmarks progress, and a whole lot more. So that alone is worth the trip down for the conference. But there's going to be a lots for any surveyor and geospatialist. So go ahead, I would check it out, fig.org, and it's the FIG 2023 Working Week. Check it out, get registered, book your hotel. You don't miss it. It's going to be a fantastic event. Next item's up, the NSPS Spring Business Meeting taking place in Arlington, Virginia, March 29th through April 1st. And the first item up would be the student competition. Last year we tried a little different format, a little more interactive, a little more fun, having the teams go and do a monument scavenger hunt throughout the Washington, D.C. area. And then another day of 3 field exercises using antique equipment to do a triangulation, a traverse, and a 3-wire level. Well, this year we've got 24 teams, and we're looking forward to having a lot of great fun, a lot of great times. We're actually going to have to split the teams up and do half on monuments and half on field, and vice versa the following day. But we're really looking forward to a great round of activities for the students. A couple of great networking interactions on the Wednesday and Thursday night after the field exercises, and then a wrap-up awards luncheon on Friday. So we're looking forward to having all of the teams, especially the new ones, back with the ones that are returning from last year. So much fun was had last year. We hope this is a really great experience for this year's students as well. Also happening that week of the spring business meeting is our annual Lobby Day activities, the Day on the Hill. This will be the first year since 2019 that we'll be actually physically back on the Hill and not trying to meet with all of our legislators in a virtual situation. So we've got 3 different topics that we're going to be taking to the Hill for our talking points. So the order of events to participate in the Lobby Day activities, if you're interested in hearing about the talking points and what we're going to be actually doing, talking to the legislators, we're going to have an NSPS town hall, and it'll be via the Zoom application. It'll be Thursday, February 23rd at 2 p.m. Eastern. We'll have links out on social media and News and Views for you to be able to log in, listen to the talking points themselves from our government affairs chair and from our consultants. Talk about why they're so important and why we're doing these things, and be able to ask questions and see what it's like to be able to go up and participate in our Day on the Hill. For those who do sign up, which you would need to sign up through the registration website by March 3rd, we will have a online webinar for those attendees that have signed up and are going to be participating. And John Palatiello and John J.B. Bird will be going through the proceedings and what to expect especially for the newcomers to the Day on the Hill. It is an exciting time. It's great to meet the legislators, and so going through this webinar and knowing what to expect and knowing how to go about through the lobbying process is very important. We will also have a pre-event in-person seminar Tuesday, March 28th, the day before the actual Day on the Hill, which is Wednesday, March 29th. We'll get together in the lobby of the hotel there in Arlington early on. We'll be up on the Hill by 9 a.m. or so, and have various scheduled meetings with our legislators and their staff throughout the day. So it's really something to look forward to. It's great to be back in person again, and it's really a vital role that the NSPS serves in promoting our profession, advocacy for our professionals, and really maintaining a legislative outlook for what the profession is up against. So if you have any questions about that, please visit the Day on the Hill webpage on the nsps.us.com homepage. Last, but certainly not least, we're just about a month away from National Surveyors Week. It's March 19th through the 25th. And if you have any interest on promoting the profession, to go out and be the advocate for the profession, to get in front of students and help explain what a surveyor does, even to your local government, to other agencies, what have you, the National Surveyors Week is the time to do it. And to help you explain and promote National Surveyors Week NSPS will provide you with a box of what we call swag, various items, and promotional pieces to be able to explain better what the profession is about, what it takes to become a land surveyor, and why it's so important to utilize land surveyors through all of the work that is done, from buying a house to building a development to monitoring environmental conditions, lots of things. And so if you're interested in putting on some sort of presentation during National Surveyors Week, please give us, just drop us a note at info@nsps.us.com, and we'll get you a care package out for your special day. Speaking of special days, Tuesday, March 21st, during that National Surveyors Week, is known internationally as Global Surveyors Day. We will have some announcements coming out with our partners, CLGE, the European Surveyors Union, and FIG, the International Federation of Surveyors, that we will be having a around the world celebration in a couple of different time zones that week, that day. So be on the lookout for those announcements as well. Last year we were able to name the Global Surveyor of the Year for the United States, Benjamin Banneker. So we're waiting to see who the French surveyors are going to pick this year for their choice for Global Surveyor of the Year. It's a great way to unite the surveying profession and geomatics around the world. So if you try to plan something for National Surveyors Week, Tuesday, March 21st, Global Surveyors Day, is the day to do it. And last but certainly not least, since this is an on-the-road episode, here is a little bit of a report from Great Falls, Montana, where I'm currently visiting with the Montana Association of Registered Land Surveyors at their annual conference. It's been a great couple of days. Big shout out and thanks to Matt Morris, the NSPS director, who's been bugging me for a couple of years to come out and visit. They did put on a great auction tonight. The fellowship has been just outstanding, which is really kudos to their executive director, Kay McDonald. She's been a long-time executive director and stalwart within the NSPS executive director committee. Been a great force here in Montana for many, many years. I also have to have a little shout out to now past president Stu Willis. He's been nothing but accommodating to me for the last couple of days. And also get a little shout out to Dan Staley. He's the Government Affairs and Standards of Practice Chair. Dan has been fantastic in getting me around to meeting a few people, and just really, it's been a very enjoyable time here in Montana. They've got a lot of stuff going on, very, very progressive association, staying out in front of legislation, staying out in front of standards, staying out in front of bylaws and statutes. They're doing a really great job here, in my opinion, and really staying ahead of the surveying profession. Now, their only problem is that it is Montana. It's a big state, small population, and they are going to need more surveyors like the rest of us, and trying to find ways to promote. So was a couple pretty good discussions on about how we go about doing that. So, bottom line is I'd like to thank the hosts here at MARLS for a great couple of days, and appreciate their hospitality. So that'll wrap it up for this week's On the Road. Episode 157 is in the books. Tune in next week. We're going to have got a couple of tricks up our sleeve with some surprise guests and a few other things. So we've got a lot of great guests lined up in the next several weeks. I'm on the road again next week in New Jersey, and a couple other states after that. We'll keep in touch with the states that we're visiting and seeing what's going on. But like I said, appreciate the hospitality in FIG in Copenhagen, the hospitality here in Great Falls with MARLS, and we'll do it again next week. Thank you. You've been listening to the Surveyor Says podcast, brought to you by the National Society of Professional Surveyors. If you have any questions about today's episode or any other topic, please email us at info@nsps.us.com, and we are here to help. Visit our website, nsps.us.com, to learn more about our association, the programs we administer and support, our sustaining members, and information about future episodes of Surveyor Says. Subscribe to the podcast on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Spotify, as well as our podcast host, Podbean. And remember, it's a great day to be a surveyor.